y'all, I'm Mona. I have been influenced by an influencer. Do you have enlarged pores? Do you have texture? Are you looking to blur those to make your skin look smoother? This product claims to do all of that, and one very large influencer basically said this was the next best thing since sliced bread. She was loving it. I wonder if that was a first impression or if that was an impression after she had really worked with the product. Really curious about that. But if you're interested to see the best way to use this no filter primer that instantly tightens, firms, and blurs the look of skin temporarily, minimizing the appearance of fine lines and pores for flawless makeup application, universal self-adjusting tint, leaving the skin appearing smooth and even-toned, easy to use for everyday wear, and suitable for all skin types, even those with less advanced signs of aging. I wouldn't say that it's easy to use for everyday wear, and we're going to talk about why that is, and we're going to talk about if it's only good for about 6 hours. Do you go from looking like Cinderella at the ball in the carriage that's all fancy to looking like Cinderella with the carriage that's turned into a pumpkin when the clock strikes midnight? We're going to find out the best way to use it and the pros and cons of this product and if it might be right for you. And we're going to find out if this 30 milliliters, which is the typical size of a foundation product for $42, might be worth your spend. So if this sounds like something you're interested in, stick around. We're about to get right into it.
You look so fly in those Gucci slides. Yeah, I wonder what she hides under her disguise. Yeah. And all the girls around the world, they wanna be like. And all the dudes are trying to score like.
So welcome if you're new. Thank you if you're returning. I appreciate that you chose to spend some of your time with me today. If you like this kind of content, beauty, skincare, and lifestyle for the more mature woman, trying things, seeing if claims are true, really testing things out, and finding out if products are worth your money, you might want to subscribe to this channel. So my basic beliefs is that unless an item is limited edition and you just really want to have it, most things you don't have to grab up as soon as they hit the market. You can wait for a sale, you can wait until Sephora has their events or Ulta has their events or they're at TJ Maxx, but you really don't ever have to spend all full price on these. And don't be influenced because we put it up as the latest greatest shiny thing unless you really feel like you want it and can afford it. So I'm showing you things that you can decide and put on your wish list for a time that is good for you, not trying to make you spend money that you don't have. I have applied this, and we're going to go back in time and see me applying it and talk about the pros and cons, and we're going to do a wear test. But I'm going to zoom in right now. Here, this is me with skincare and sunscreen on, and the product, and all my makeup. And I have to say, I feel like it looks really nice. This is also the Too Faced Italian Spritz palette in one of the looks, and the new IT Cosmetics waterproof mascara, which washes off like non-waterproof mascara. So I'm really enjoying both of those items. This is the blush by Too Faced. This is the Cloud Crush that also has blurring qualities. And I have this in the shade Head in the Clouds. So we're going to go back in time, get into the application, talk about the pitfalls and the pluses and how I found to use it best. And then we're going to watch it through the day and help you make a decision on purchasing this. See you in a little bit. Okay, so we're going to apply the product. I have my eye makeup on. I do not have any concealer on. I do not have anything except eye makeup and eyebrows, and we're going to avoid that area. I have a clean, dry face with skincare and sunscreen. So after multiple times trying this product, with skincare, with moisturizer, without skincare, I have learned a few things. The first time I put it on, I had so much pilling that I could not understand why anybody would endorse this product. So first, for best results, you want to shake it really, really well. There's some little pigments in there, some little gritty things. Even with a good shake, you're going to have a little bit of that feel of grit at first. So I really, really, really shake it. They are not kidding. So once I have done that, second thing is I want to make sure that I have truly, truly let my foundation and my skincare dry 100%, because if it is not dry, you are not going to get good results. I literally had foundation all bunched up right here. It looked like my skin was coming up. The foundation was just balling up and pilling, so much so that if you were standing next to me, you could see it. So even though my pores looked snatched, this right here looked terrible. That was because this product was too thick. It was also too thick on my nose, and I had a lot of bunching right here. We're going to apply a thin coat, and we're going to work in small sections. You can see the color of it. This really does blend to match your skin tone. I will say that that claim is true. So even though I shook it up, I can still feel grit in it. So I want to tighten this area. So I'm going to start here. You want to really try to make sure that you're covering every area and that you're not skipping any areas, because if you do, you're going to have uneven application of your foundation over it, and it's going to seem patchy. So you really have to take care that you're getting it all. This is not a simple, easy application. Not if you want to do it right and you want to have good results. So, very thin layers, applying in small sections, making sure that no one area has too much product and that you don't skip an area. And I don't think that it helps when you apply it under your eyes, and I'm going to show you why. I'm going to go ahead and apply it under my eyes, but when you see the wear test, you'll see. So really thin on my nose. And as it starts to dry, it feels like it doesn't want to slide around anymore. And so you know that it's easy to skip an area. Then I want to make sure I got this little area right here that's loose last. And then I want to hold my head up like this and remain expressionless for 7 minutes. So I'm going to start my timer, and believe me, standing like this for 7 minutes seems like a very flipping long time. This is not for a quick get out the door look. So I'm going to be back in 7 minutes. The other thing that I learned is that if you do this less than 7 minutes, I had done it at 4 minutes because it says 4 to 7. It wasn't dry enough, and it peeled so bad that it just looked terrible. The drying is essential. It's essential that everything on your face is dry, and it's essential that you wait until this is fully dry. So I'll be back in 7 minutes, 6 minutes now. So now that's dry. We're going to put on foundation and blush and my normal powder and concealer, just to show you what it looks like on a normal day. So I picked my Forever Skin Glow by Dior because this is a foundation that's consistent for me. Now, I normally go in with a foundation sponge or makeup sponge, but with this, if you use a damp sponge, you're going to be lifting up the product. So I don't find that works. I've tried it and I could see that I was removing the product. So the only way that I can apply my foundation after this product is by using a brush. So I'm going to go in with this IT Cosmetics Heavenly Luxe brush. And I pick up a little more product than I normally would. And I quickly start blending. Because I find if I just use a little bit product, it wants to drag. The brush, if the brush doesn't have good lubrication with the foundation, it wants to pull across my skin. And that's like not, I don't know how to describe the sensation, but it feels like I'm dragging it. So I found this way, move fast, put a lot of product on, and then spread it out really good, and I get better results. If I just put a small amount at a time, like the little dots, I find it wants to drag. See, now it's already starting to want to drag again. You can feel the product underneath this like a film across your face. And if you don't wait until it's fully dry, that full 7 minutes, you're going, or if you apply too much, you're going to have pilling all right here. The first few times I tried it, it was a pilly mess, and I thought, what a horrible situation. But now I have the process down, and no more pilling. I do feel the grit when I first apply it, but see, now there's no grit. I feel like the application is smooth, so I'm just checking in the mirror to make sure that I hit all my spots. I'm not really going anywhere today. I'm just showing you how this works with some basics of makeup. I'm not putting bronzer and all that on. Then I'm going in with my concealer. This is Lancome's Teint Idole Ultra Wear. I'm going to go in with my tried and true By Terry powder. And this is the look we're going to be dealing with today. Bring you up close. Feel like it really does smooth my pores and reduce the texture appearance right here. And this is better. My first go arounds, this was so bad because I think I was putting too much product here on the jawline. You really, to get a good result, you need a very thin coat, and you have to make sure that everything's dry. I have no pilling today. Took me a lot of trial and error to get the right formulation or the right process for using this product. Okay, we're going to come back and do a wear test in a little while. So we're here for the 2.5 hour check-in. It's been 2.5 hours since I applied the primer. So far for me, it's still holding up. I think I've finally found the magic formula. Now, what I will tell you is you can see underneath my eyes the emphasis on under eye wrinkles. I don't think that you should apply this underneath your eyes. I think you should avoid that area because I think that if you are older and do have those wrinkles, that it kind of tightens up right here and it actually emphasizes them rather than smoothing them out. So I'm curious to see if I actually got the eye version of this, which I haven't tried before, if that would do something different and if I might like that. So I'll come back again at about the 6-hour mark, which is the time that it's supposed to last for, and we'll see what it's looking like then. Okay, I'm back. It has been 6 hours, so I'm going to zoom you in. I feel like my pores are showing a little bit more, but I don't have any pilling, which the first few times I used this, I had a lot of pilling. I really had a love-hate relationship with this product, and I really thought at first that it was a complete fail. I literally had foundation all balled up right here, and I had my skin looking like it was just sticking to the product, and I think that was the learning curve with it, and applying it in a thinner layer and making sure that the product is that your skincare products are fully dry before you put it on. I don't think that I'm having the issues that I had the first few days. I think I applied too much to my nose, and the foundation was sticking to it and balling up kind of in this area, and I couldn't understand how anybody would like this product. I liked what it was doing with my pores, but I couldn't see wearing it because I had gotten in the car and I could see with the light in the car and really looking at myself, I could see that all of this looked like the foundation balled up. So it's definitely, I don't think, just easy to apply. I think my final thoughts are that it does give me a nicer look underneath my makeup. I do feel like my pores look better. I do feel like my texture looks better. I went from not being sure to hating it to not being sure again to working with it so much that I feel like I found the right way to do it. And that is, if you have the time to fool with a product like this, because it does take some time, that you wash your face, you dry your face, you put on your skincare, you put on your moisturizer if you need a moisturizer like I do. Then I put on my sunscreen, and I literally had to let that dry and soak in for about a good hour before I could apply this product and put on my makeup. To me, that's not practical for most everyday or for most people. It's just too much for, you know, a better look. Like, this is definitely not something I'm going to do in the everyday. Would I do it for a special occasion? Probably would take the time to do it for a special occasion, I think, at this point. If you would have asked me this at the beginning of the trial, I would have said no. I think it's fussy, it's challenging, even the holding your neck up and the holding your face up, or maybe you just want to apply it on your face, but just doing that for 7 minutes and sitting there waiting for it to dry without making an expression, that's all too much for me for, you know, modest improvement in my appearance. Do I see an improvement in how my makeup lies and how my texture looks and how my pores look? Absolutely, yes. But is it worth the effort to go through this every day and the price? I don't know. I think that I'll be glad to have this in my arsenal for an occasional time. But do you turn into the pumpkin, you know, at midnight? I don't think so. I think it just kind of naturally goes away, but I think your makeup stays on top of it, so it's not a bad finish when it's done being tight. So I think it's okay. Like for my son's wedding, looking for things to make me look my best that day, would this work out for that day? Probably wouldn't be worth my time, because we're probably going to start getting ready as a group at like 10:30 in the morning. We're all going to get together, gather, have people come and do our makeup and all that. By the time the ceremony gets there that evening, we've taken pictures, the time frame for this lasting is going to be gone. So I think that if you're a guest to a wedding and you're just going to show up to an event for 4 or 5 hours and you just want to look your best, then it might be worth that time if you're going to be putting a lot of time into getting ready anyway. I would say some of the claims are true, that it does blur your imperfections, that it probably would work with any skin tone, and that The ease of use for the everyday, I would say, is definitely not there. I wouldn't say that you get benefits over time, because I don't know of anybody who'd want to do this every single day. I think that would get old. So I think it would just be a special occasion product, and so you wouldn't see cumulative benefits over time. I don't think it's hydrating on its own. I've tried it without helpers. I've tried it without sunscreen. I've tried it without any skincare on underneath, and I don't feel like my face was hydrated enough. If you have oily skin, maybe that would work for you, but for me, where it was covering, the texture would bunch up because it was too dry. So I needed the moisturizers underneath to have the product work its best. But with that being said, I had to give it a lot of time to dry. So let me know what you think of this product. I think for most of us it would be a skip unless we really had some kind of occasion we wanted to just look our ultimate best. That's my thoughts. So until next time, thank you for being here. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. Go out and live like Mel. Bye.
She lives a double life, puts on a show. What's under this shadow smile, we'll never know. She's a Mona Lisa.